Hi there, it's Beckie Belote from Newport News, Virginia, and I am a Creative Memories Advisor with a Creative Memories tool trick. So today I'm going to be focusing on this little piece of gold. It's $26.50 and it's amazing. So let's take a peek. So I'm going to do a really fast idea today. So if you're like crazy busy, this is your day to watch me. All right. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to center your piece of paper that we're working with on your board. One thing that's nice about our 13-inch board is that the measurements extend beyond our 12-inch paper, so we can use the measurements for all kinds of other things. And today we really need that feature. So you're going to need your circle maker. And what you're going to want to do, it doesn't really matter that much on the measurements, but I'm going to use a 10-inch for those of you that do care. We're going to go to that 10-inch, and I'm going to tighten it up. So this little whisker is lined up with the 10. All right, then what I want to do is, this is the middle. This is like a compass. I want the middle, this middle to be in the middle of my paper. So to make sure it really is in the middle, I want this end, where there's a little bump there for the end. And this end, I actually put a little black mark to let me know what was dead center. And I want those lined up with the 6s, with this in the middle. And then I want the whiskers here and here to be lined up with the 6s there. So whiskers here, ends here. If you do that properly, it may not look like it's centered, but it will be. Okay, so this is my middle. My whiskers look pretty lined up there. My ends look really lined up here. Okay, so next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to use your non-dominant hand to hold this down. So I am right-handed. This is my right hand. So I want to cut, this is my blade here. I want to cut with my right hand like you would with a pair of scissors, right? All right, you might want to check to make sure it is indeed, in other words, the blade is right under here. Make sure the blade is going to be cutting paper all the way around. But because we forced this to be center, I really wasn't all that worried here. But if you're new, you might want to. All right, so I'm holding firmly here with my non-dominant hand. My cutting hand is going to put pressure here because the blade is under there. And I'm going to squish this white thing in to bring the blade out. All right, very fast process. You're going to love it if you haven't tried it before. All right, next what I want to do is, first of all, another tip. If you buy our paper, you know that they come with this very pretty piece of paper that tells you all the different papers that are in the pack. All right, I see so many of these in my trash cans, and it just doesn't matter how many times I tell people, this is real cardstock. In fact, we don't even have this color in our line. If you buy a pack of white cardstock in our line, it's not so stark white. You know, if you go to paint a room and you need white, you've got like hundreds of choices to pick from. All right, and that's the same thing with cardstock. This is a stark white. It's a white that we do not sell. Save these. All right, but I am going to use this today, and I am going to start by putting this down on top of here. Now, typically, with something as big as this, you would not need repo. I'm going to use repo on this only because it's such a big piece of paper with a hole in it. It means it's wobbly, and that means it would break easy. So if I put this down with a stronger adhesive and I missed it, in other words, I didn't put it where I wanted to put it, it would be really hard to pull it off and it might tear it. So repo is the best option here, and so I'm going to throw it down. Now, on my next little throwdown, I am going to put this circle in, but I'm going to put it in this way. Now, this would be a bad use of repo. There is no reason at all for me to put repo on this one, and it is actually cheaper for you to use the regular adhesive because you don't need as much. So I just wanted to give you that point. Sometimes people watch me and think I use repo and everything, and sometimes I do, but I get a good discount, just saying. But it's not really all that great of a practice. You should use a regular adhesive when you're bigger things. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my trimmer, which I think is behind me, and I am going to cut this in half. In half would be at your 6-inch mark because this is a 12-inch piece of paper. My goodness, upside down. Okay, so Gonna line this up with the 6 and cut it in half. All right. Next, you want some cardstock to build on. If you like to work directly into your album, at this point, you can build this directly into your album. I'm going to build on a dark color cardstock, and I'll tell you why in a second. All right, so if you are working with 2 boards, I would recommend that you put your pieces of paper, center them in the middle of your 2 boards. And the nice thing about that is, well, this one is really easy. There's hardly any line. You don't really even need to line this up. So you probably wouldn't even need the 2 boards on this one, but it's great for lining things up. This one, you're just going to put them both right on the edge. You can't go wrong here. Thus, crazy easy idea, right? Okay, so this is what we got. All right, isn't that pretty? All right, so you have plenty of room for your pictures and stuff. Now, I have completed one of these with a line called Snowbound. This, by the way, is called Spring Cottage. So if you're a paper hound and you love different really pretty papers, this is a really pretty line. It's called Spring Cottage. I did it a little bit earlier today when my dogs were barking even worse than today with... this is Botanical Burst Blue. So if you want to see a different look, that's a different look. But let me show you my completed page with the places where you can put pictures. All right, so this is the one that I actually finished. This one I used Snowbound. Isn't that pretty? All right, so what's really nice about this, I do love to put titles on my paper. I love this nice curve now that I have a visual for building my titles. So this title, Baby, It's Cold Outside. By the way, we've had a lot of snow in Virginia. Not in my town. We get a lot of rain here, but it still has been cold. I know a lot of you around the country have got lots of snow, so I hope that you'll try the Snowbound. This is a really pretty look. Baby, It's Cold Outside is a beautiful title, and I used the curve here to line up those letters. Some other things I did is I did use the decal blade on this. The decal blade gives that little torn looking like edge, which I think is absolutely beautiful. I added some embellishments, actually a mat. This is a great mat that came in the mat pack. All right, we have stickers also for this line. So anyways, I love it. I hope you love it. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic week. Bye.